Hey world, welcome to another installment of Fractal Radio, the official podcast, vlog, whatever the hell, of the Fractal Journal. My name is Alex Weir, and today I'm going to talk about a few things, like the fact that I tend to rely on technology to try to overcome my laziness, rather than just overcoming my laziness, and it ends up just costing me money and time. Case in point. So basically, I want to go ahead and start, whittling away at making the sketch of Sam Monroe into something that someone can read as, a lengthy work instead of just a bunch of separate blog posts. And I also want to do some grammar and spelling editing. And what I was going to do, since I don't really have Microsoft Word installed, I use LibreOffice, which I think has a spell checker, but I'm not really sure how good it is. I was going to plug all that crap into Google Docs and edit it there. But then I thought, what other solutions are there for this? And I looked at Scrivener, etc. And I thought, wow, I would like to get some Scrivener. But, Scrivener is really only for OS X type of stuff. And I'm like, does this mean I need to buy a Microsoft system? Hell no. I'm committed to Linux and Linuxing. And the fact that I was even thinking of using Google Docs, even though, it's Google's Linuxy in a way, but yeah. What I really need to do is just go ahead and go through it old school style, which will be better for my brain. Maybe even, use a thesaurus or a dictionary. I have all these books behind me. And many of them are dictionaries, thesauri, and I'm not using them. I'm going to go and use the fanciest possible technology to, try to simplify the process, which is not a bad thing, but I feel just like when people use autotune and other stuff, a certain artfulness is lost. And also, when a robot gives you suggestions, I think that there's definitely some artfulness lost. That's a complaint that can be made. I don't know if we've seen a decline in musicianship, to kind of shift directional focus for a second, but there's a guy I subscribe to on YouTube called Rick Beato, who I don't know if he's suggesting that, but he certainly seems to think that there's less... Dog, stop. Silly pup. He's making licky sounds. That there's less, capacity musically. Is he saying that? I don't know. I just didn't want to put words in somebody's mouth. But yeah, relying on technology to solve your problems is just not gonna. You're gonna spin your tires. You're gonna be sitting there thinking, oh, well, if I have a better pen and a better notebook, that'll encourage me to write more. No, you're just going to have a fancier pen and a fancier notebook that's sitting there gathering dust. Pick up the pen, pick up the notebook, and fucking write something. And this is basically more of a rant at myself than at anybody else, but I feel like some people might find it helpful, because you procrastinate and you get perfectionist, and really the reason I procrastinate mostly is because I get perfectionist, and I'm like, yeah, but I've got to wait for the right set of circumstances to be in the right mind frame, and there's all this stuff I have to do before I can put these thoughts on paper. No, that's not the way it works. You just gotta go out there and do it. So, I had lost my train of thought there for a minute, but I'm back. The other thing I wanted to talk about, if my dog would stop licking himself loudly, silly pup, is the fact that I just can't dog. Yeah, I just can't win, even with this dog over here just licking himself. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this dog. Look at this pup. Stop a licky. Stop a licky. No? Okay. Yeah. Alright. So, the fact that I just can't win. I just can't. Every time I do something, I try to make a video, a dog comes up in my face. But what this really amounts to is, okay, so back when I was in high school, I would dress in black, and not even for any goth reason, but just because I like the color black. I thought it was, I don't know, aesthetically appealing. It goes with my stupid hair. So then everybody started comparing me to Johnny Cash, especially because at the time, as I started doing that, I think the movie about Johnny Cash came out, and I'm like, fuck. So the other day, you know, on occasion, I just wear suits because, well, I'm fucking almost 30. I think I'm entitled to wear a goddamn suit. But I went out and, you know, I wore black slacks with a black suit. And people were like looking at me and I'm like, is that because I'm just wearing this? And then I realized, it's friggin' George or Herbert Walker Bush's funeral now. You know? Dog. Yeah. Yeah. So, probably people mistook me for participating in the day of mourning, which I don't, like, mind that as an assumption. I'm definitely not a fan of George or fucking Herbert Walker politically. However, you know, it's a person that died, and if you want to be all patriotic, and that's fine. But it's not at all the reason I did it, and to me, this is a recurring theme in my life, that I just can't win, because every time I take on a new fashion or a new set of ideas, it falls with some kind of trend or some kind of thing that's going on. It's completely unrelated to my thought process, and I just come off as a bandwagon jumper. I don't know if anybody else has experienced it, but it's a goddamn annoying phenomenon, and I wanted to mention it just because it's interesting. Also, Herbert Walker Bush was the first person I ever met when I came to America. For those of you who may have not watched my former videos, read my stuff, I'm originally from Moscow, Russia. I came to the United States when I was 8 years old. So my grandmother was friends with this missionary family, and she was studying in a theological seminary over here. And so I landed in Atlanta, Georgia with this missionary family. For some reason, Herbert Walker was greeting people in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was one of the people he greeted. This was in 1998. And yeah, maybe there was some kind of like psychic thing, hey, I met this dude, even though he's kind of evil, but whatever. Maybe that's why I was feeling like wearing all black that day. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. The reason I say this also is I used to go to church from time to time, and one time I just decided to wear a kilt. And that the day that I wore the kilt, some Scottish dude or with strong Scottish heritage had died. I think I got informed of that fact, and I was like, wow, that's a weird coincidence. And weird stuff like that happens all the time. Like, I put on this German-looking hat because I was listening to a lot of, like, German neo-folk music, or Austrian, actually. And I went out camping with it, and randomly, I'm in the American Southeast. Randomly, there was a Swiss family camping there, and I was like, what in the actual hell is going on? Like, why would a Swiss family be camping? I've never seen Swiss people in that park before. I go to the camping in that park for over a decade. The time that I decide to wear my German hat, somebody from a German type, Swiss German hat type wearing place shows up there. And there you go. There is the Fractal Radio for today. Haven't done one of these in a while. Hopefully that little pep talk at the beginning helps you out and that this was entertaining. Take care.